Let's look at some word problems. It costs $9,000 to manufacture 60 snowboards. 30 snowboards cost $67.50. I don't like that that's not a number. I'm going to turn that into a 30. Find the equation of the line that shows cost as a function of number of snowboards manufactured. Okay, that last line, let's interpret that a little bit. What I need to know out of that sentence is what's going to be my x and what's going to be my y. Since it says shows cost, that means it's going to be the cost equals. So if I have my y equals mx plus b, it's going to show the cost as a function of the number of snowboards. So this right here is going to be our number of snowboards. Okay, so let's write the ordered pairs first. I have two ordered pairs here. I know that 60 snowboards cost me $9,000. So my x coordinate is number of snowboards, so that's 60. And my y coordinate is 9,000. And I know also that 30 snowboards cost $67.50. So when x is 30, y is $67.50. Part B, find the slope. Well, I have 2 points, so I should be able to find the slope. The slope equation, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So label your points. Let's use this one as point 1. So this would be x1, y1. And label this as point 2. So this would be x2, y2. It doesn't matter which point is which, as long as your x2 and y2 go with the same point. Okay, so let's sub in. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'll use a calculator. And when I divide those negatives, I get a positive. I get positive 75. I've got to go down and look at this visually. I'm very visual when it comes to these slope problems. You can see I've plotted both my points. There's 30, 67.50, and there's 69,000. So my slope will be this. I go up, let's see, and I do this visually a lot too. From 67.50 to 9,000, that's going to go up 22.50. And right, how many will I go from 30 to 60? So that will be right 30. So my slope will be rise over run. So 22.50 divided by 30 is 75. Okay, back up top. Let's do part C, find the equation. We'll use point slope form for this because we have the slope and we have a point that's on our line. So we already know that our slope is 75 and that we also need for point slope form a point on our line. I'll just pick 69,000. The numbers look easier. So that'll be my x1 and my y1. I could have picked the other one just as easily. Now, my point slope equation. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Again, I'm going to remove the y1, the m, and the x1 and sub in my numbers. I'm going to leave the y and the x. Okay, and let's simplify that a little bit. Distribute. And add that 9,000 to both sides so that we get y by itself. So I get y equals 75x plus 4,500. And remember, x is our number of snowboards, and y is our cost. So part D. Use your equation to predict the cost of manufacturing 75 snowboards. Well, take your equation. And we know that, let's see, manufacturing 75 snowboards. So 75 is the number of snowboards. That's what x is. So sub in 75 instead of the x. I punch that into my calculator. 75 times 75 plus 4,500. And I get $10,125. Let's write that as an ordered pair. We know when the x is 75, the y will be 10,125. Let's move down to our graph so we can put that point also on our graph. So we'll find x is 75, y is 10,125, just kind of right above. And it should line up. If our line is right on, it'll line up right with our line. What is the slope of our equation? The slope of our equation, the m number, is 75. What does that mean? That means that we're going to go up 75. 75 is a really small number on our graph, right? 75 would be just a little bit. So up 75 every time we go over 1. So that means up 75, up 75 bucks every time we move right 1. So right 1, that's number of snowboards. So what does that 75 mean? It means $75 per snowboard. Linear equations always have a constant rate. They always go up by the same thing every time. So that $75 per snowboard, the m number, always matches up with our rate. And since it's linear, our rate will be constant or stay the same the whole time. What is the y-intercept? Well, the y-intercept, we know since our line is this, we know our y-intercept is 4,500. What does that mean? That means the cost of producing 0 snowboards will be $4,500, according to our line.